SkillUp English.
To speak with confidence, lead with excellence.
Welcome to SkillUp English, your go-to destination for mastering the English language. If you're ready to level up your communication skills, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let's dive into today's lesson and start learning together.
Hey everyone, Adam here, and I am so excited about today's topic because honestly, this is something you deal with every single day in real life. We're talking about making plans with a friend. Figuring out what to do, when to meet, and where to go. Sounds simple, right? But doing it naturally in English, that's the real skill.
Exactly. And by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to suggest activities, respond to ideas, agree on a time, and confirm a meeting place, all using natural conversational English. So let's get started.
All right, Sophia, let's set the scene for our listeners. What do we actually mean when we say making plans in English? Because in some languages, people just say, let's meet and figure it out later. But in English, especially in everyday conversation, making plans involves a little more back and forth.
Great point. When we talk about making plans in English, we mean the whole process, starting with a suggestion like, hey, do you want to hang out? Then comes the negotiation, when, where, what time, and finally the confirmation, where both people agree and lock in the details. The key word there is hang out. It's a very common phrasal verb meaning to spend time with someone casually. You wouldn't say, I want to hang out with my boss. It's for friends, family, people you're relaxed around.
Right. Please don't tell your boss you want to hang out with them. That might get awkward. But jokes aside, there's also another great expression, make plans. It just means to arrange or organize something for the future. So you might say, let's make plans for the weekend. It's casual, but totally natural.
Okay, so let's say it's a Thursday and you're texting your friend. You want to suggest something fun for the weekend. What do you say? This is where suggestion phrases come in, and there are so many great ones. The most common ones are, do you want to? How about? What if we? And why don't we? All of these are polite, friendly ways to put an idea on the table.
I love why don't we? It sounds like you're solving a problem together. Like, why don't we go to that new cafe downtown? It's inviting, not pushy. Another one I use all the time is how about? It's short, punchy, and very natural in conversation. For example, how about catching a movie on Saturday? Notice I said catching a movie. That's another common expression. To catch a movie just means to go see a film, usually in a cinema.
Yes, and catching gives it that casual, spontaneous feeling, like it's not a big deal, just something fun to do. Let's compare these two sentences. I would like to attend a cinema viewing with you on Saturday versus how about catching a movie on Saturday? One sounds stiff and formal. The other sounds like a real person talking. Always aim for the second one when you're speaking with friends. Natural and relaxed is the goal.
Now here's a tip. When you're suggesting something, it also helps to give a little reason or context. So instead of just saying, do you want to go to the park? You might say, the weather's supposed to be amazing this weekend. Do you want to go to the park? Adding that little context makes the invitation feel more exciting and more thoughtful. It shows you've actually put some consideration into the plan.
Absolutely. And sometimes you want to suggest something, but you're not sure if your friend is even free. In that case, you can soften the suggestion by saying something like, if you're not busy, we could maybe grab some food. The word maybe and if you're not busy make it feel low pressure. Grab some food, by the way, is a super common casual expression. It means to get a meal together, quickly and informally. You don't grab food at a fancy 5-star restaurant. It's more like grabbing a bite at a local cafe or fast food place.
Okay, so now let's flip it. Your friend has just suggested something. How do you respond? Well, you've got three main options. You can enthusiastically agree, you can hesitate while staying open, or you can politely decline. Let's start with agreeing, because that's the fun one. If you love the idea, you can say things like, that sounds great, I'm in, definitely, or, oh, that'd be awesome. These are all natural, positive responses.
I personally love I'm in. It's so short and energetic. It literally means I agree, count me as part of this plan. You can even just say count me in, which means the same thing. And notice the energy matters too. If you say that sounds great in a really flat, bored voice, your friend might think you're just being polite. So in real conversation, match your energy to your words.
True. Now, what if you're interested but not totally sure? Maybe you need to check your schedule or you're waiting to see if something else comes up. In that case, you'd hesitate, but in a friendly way. You might say, "That sounds fun, let me check my schedule." Or, "I think I'm free, but let me get back to you." Get back to you is a really useful expression. It means I'll contact you again later with an answer. Very polite, very common in everyday English.
And let me check my schedule. Ah, that's a lifesaver phrase. Chuckles. It buys you a little time without sounding rude. Your schedule is your plan or timetable for the week, by the way. So you're essentially saying, let me see if I have anything planned already. Now, what if you genuinely can't make it? How do you say no without hurting your friend's feelings?
Great question. Saying no gracefully is actually a really important social skill. Instead of just saying, "No, I can't," you want to acknowledge the invitation, give a brief reason, and suggest another time if possible. For example, "Oh, I'd love to, but I already have plans that day. Can we do it another time?" Or, "That sounds amazing, but I'm swamped this weekend." Swamped is a brilliant informal word. It means extremely busy, like you're overwhelmed with things to do.
Yes. Imagine being swamped by a wave. That's how busy you feel. Chuckles. Other good phrases are, "I'm tied up," meaning your time is occupied, or "I've got something on," which means you have a prior commitment. The key thing is always leaving the door open, saying, "Can we reschedule?" or "Let's plan something for next week." Shows your friend you still want to spend time with them. You just can't do it right now.
All right, let's say your friend said yes. Amazing. Now comes the next step, agreeing on a time. And this is where a lot of English learners get a bit stuck because there are so many ways to talk about time in casual conversation. The simplest question is, what time works for you? Or when are you free? These are open-ended questions that give your friend flexibility to suggest a time that suits them.
And then there's the classic. Does time work for you? Like, does 3 o'clock work for you? Or does Saturday afternoon work? This is checking availability. You're proposing a specific time and asking if your friend is available. Notice the verb work here. It doesn't mean physical work. In this context, work means be suitable or be convenient. So does that work for you? Really means, is that convenient for you? It's a very flexible and widely used expression.
Exactly. And if the suggested time doesn't suit you, you'd say, "I can't do 3, but 5 works for me." Or how about a bit later, maybe around 6? A bit is a very British-influenced expression, meaning a little. You'll hear it constantly in everyday English conversations. You can also be more specific. "I'm free after 4," or "I'm only available in the morning." Using only and after before helps you set boundaries clearly without sounding rude.
There's also a really sweet phrase people use when they're flexible. "I'm easy," or "I'm flexible," whatever works for you. Chuckles. Now, "I'm easy" in this context does not mean what some people might think. It simply means I don't have a strong preference, so I'll go with whatever you decide. It's all about context. And when you've both settled on a time, you confirm it. Great, so we'll meet at 4? Or perfect, let's say 4 o'clock then. The word "let's say" is wonderful here. It's how you finalize or propose a specific option as the agreed choice.
Now comes the third big part of making plans, deciding where to meet. And again, English gives us so many natural ways to talk about this. You might ask, "Where do you want to meet?" Or "Where should we go?" Or even, "Do you have anywhere in mind?" That last one, "Do you have anywhere in mind?" is asking if your friend already has a specific place they're thinking of. In mind means already thinking about or considering something.
I love "do you have a place in mind." It's so thoughtful because you're giving your friend the first choice. It shows consideration. Now, when suggesting a specific place, you'd say things like, "How about we meet at the coffee shop on Main Street?" Or "What if we go to that new Italian place?" Or "Let's meet outside the cinema."
Notice the prepositions there. At the coffee shop, outside the cinema, near the park. Prepositions of place are so important when making plans, because if you get them wrong, you might end up waiting at the wrong spot. For example, "Let's meet at the park" means inside the park somewhere, but "let's meet outside the park" means near the entrance. That little word makes a big difference. Your friend could be waiting for you for 20 minutes if you mix it up.
Right. Oh, I've lived through that experience. So when you're agreeing on a place, it also helps to be specific about a landmark or a specific spot. Instead of just saying, "Let's meet at the mall," you might say, "Let's meet at the main entrance of the mall," or "Meet me by the fountain." By here means next to or near. "Meet me by the fountain?" That's clear, that's specific. That's going to save everyone 10 minutes of confusion.
Right. Oh, I've lived through that experience. So when you're agreeing on a place, it also helps to be specific about a landmark or a specific spot. Instead of just saying, "Let's meet at the mall," you might say, "Let's meet at the main entrance of the mall," or "Meet me by the fountain." By here means next to or near. "Meet me by the fountain?" That's clear, that's specific. That's going to save everyone 10 minutes of confusion.
Right. Oh, I've lived through that experience. So when you're agreeing on a place, it also helps to be specific about a landmark or a specific spot. Instead of just saying, let's meet at the mall, you might say, let's meet at the main entrance of the mall, or meet me by the fountain. By here means next to or near. Meet me by the fountain? That's clear, that's specific. That's going to save everyone 10 minutes of confusion.
And once you both agree on a place, you confirm it together. You might say, perfect, so we'll meet at the corner cafe at 4 then? And your friend says, yeah, sounds like a plan. Oh, sounds like a plan. That's a fantastic expression to know. It means, yeah, that's a good idea. I agree with the plan. It's enthusiastic, it's natural, and it brings the whole conversation to a satisfying close.
Okay, now let's put everything we've learned today into one flowing, natural conversation. Listen carefully and see how many of the phrases and expressions you can spot.
All right, imagine two friends, Jamie and Sam, texting each other on a Friday afternoon. Here we go.
Hey, are you doing anything this weekend? I was thinking we could hang out. It's been ages since we caught up. It's been ages means it's been a very long time, and caught up means to meet and update each other on your lives. Very common phrase.
Oh, I'd love to. I'm free on Sunday. What did you have in mind? There it is. What did you have in mind? Sam is asking Jamie what idea they've already been thinking about.
How about going to that new brunch place near the bookstore? I've heard it's amazing and the portions are huge.
Totally in.
Portions
What
means
time
the
works
amount of
for
food you get in
I'm
one
free
serving.
after 11.
Good to know for restaurant
I'm
conversations.
totally in.
That sounds
is
awesome.
an enthusiastic version of I'm in. The word totally just adds extra excitement and energy.
Let's say 12:30. That gives us both plenty of time to get ready and not rush.
Not rush means not hurry.
Nobody wants to feel stressed before a fun outing.
Perfect. So we'll meet outside the brunch place at 12:30. Sounds like a plan. And there's the confirmation. Specific place, specific time, enthusiastic sign-off. That's how you make plans in natural English.
Wonderful. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of all the key vocabulary and phrases from today's episode. Adam, you want to kick us off?
Absolutely. So, for suggesting activities, do you want to? How about? What if we? Why don't we? All great starters. For agreeing, I'm in. Sounds great. Count me in. That'd be awesome. Use these when you're excited.
For hesitating politely, let me check my schedule. I think I'm free. Let me get back to you. And for declining graciously, I'd love to, but I'm swamped. I've got something on. Can we reschedule? For agreeing on time, does time work for you? I'm free after time. Let's say time. And for place, where do you have in mind? Let's meet at, outside, near place. Meet me by the landmark.
And of course, the grand finale phrase sounds like a plan to close off any good planning conversation. One last bonus tip. In everyday English conversation, contractions are your best friend. Instead of I am free, say I'm free. Instead of do you want to, say wanna. Instead of let us say let's say. The more natural you sound, the more confident you'll feel.
Wanna, yes. Some textbooks will tell you not to use it, but in real casual conversation between friends, it's perfectly natural. Just don't use it in a formal email to your professor or your manager. Context is everything in English.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We covered so much ground, from how to suggest activities using natural phrases, to responding politely, to locking in a time and place. If you practice even 3 or 4 of these expressions this week, your English conversations will feel so much more natural and confident.
Wonderful. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of all the key vocabulary and phrases from today's episode. Adam, you want to kick us off?
Absolutely. So, for suggesting activities, do you want to? How about? What if we? Why don't we? All great starters. For agreeing, I'm in. Sounds great. Count me in. That'd be awesome. Use these when you're excited.
For hesitating politely, let me check my schedule. I think I'm free. Let me get back to you. And for declining graciously, I'd love to, but I'm swamped. I've got something on. Can we reschedule? For agreeing on time, does time work for you? I'm free after time. Let's say time. And for place, where do you have in mind? Let's meet at, outside, near place. Meet me by the landmark.
And of course, the grand finale phrase sounds like a plan to close off any good planning conversation. One last bonus tip. In everyday English conversation, contractions are your best friend. Instead of I am free, say I'm free. Instead of do you want to, say wanna. Instead of let us say let's say. The more natural you sound, the more confident you'll feel.
Wanna, yes. Some textbooks will tell you not to use it, but in real casual conversation between friends, it's perfectly natural. Just don't use it in a formal email to your professor or your manager. Context is everything in English.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We covered so much ground, from how to suggest activities using natural phrases, to responding politely, to locking in a time and place. If you practice even 3 or 4 of these expressions this week, your English conversations will feel so much more natural and confident.
Thanks for watching today's video on SkillUp English. If you found this helpful, please like and share it with your friends to help them learn too. Make sure you're subscribed for more tips, and I'll see you in the next one.
And before you go, here's our question for the comments today.
Think about the last time you made plans with a friend, or imagine you're making plans right now. Using the phrases from today's lesson, write out a short 3 to 4 line conversation where you suggest an activity, agree on a time, and pick a place to meet.
We'd love to read your conversations in the comments below. It's great practice, and we actually read them, so don't be shy. See you in the next episode.